Post cesarean, people ask us why there is tremendous amount of weight gain. Cesarean or a normal delivery, whatever is the consequence of the pregnancy, there are certain limitations to amount of diet that has to be taken. There are certain limitations to the amount of rest that has to be taken. If your intake of food exceeds the amount of food that is burning or spending on that day, definitely it adds up to the fat, and it definitely adds up to the weight. We have been constantly telling pregnant women that there is only 300 additional calories required in pregnancy from the second and third trimester onwards, and only 500 calories additional to her BMI needed amount of calories when she is lactating. But definitely in the given circumstances, pregnant women are really overfed with n number of things which are nutritionally higher, calories higher, fats higher, putting a lot of pressure on the body for weight gain. Previously, when you talk about 2 or 3 generations before, pregnant women used to be approximately in their teenage, and everyone used to weigh less than 45 or less than 40 kgs, for an example. But nowadays, pregnant women are usually about 25 years and their weight definitely above 60 kgs. So there's a lot of difference between nutritional need during that amount of weight and nutritional need at this amount of weight. So already the woman is quite healthy and with good amount of fat reserves. Over on top of it, if there is a first or a second generation sitting at home, they usually tend to overfeed the woman like what they used to be fed before in terms of calories and in terms of diet that is nutritionally very high amount of carbohydrates also, which are easily assimilated and stored in terms of fat. So pregnancy per se, they are putting in lot of weight other than the recommended weight. If you have to go by your BMIs, if your BMI is less than 24-25, you can gain up to 8 to 10 kgs. If your BMI is 25 to 30, you can increase your weight up to 8 kgs, 8 max. If your BMI is above 30, your maximum weight gain should be less than 8 kgs. So it can be around 4, 5, 6 kgs. But this is not eventually happening in pregnancy. So definitely there is an excess amount of fat that is accumulating in the body. This is related to pregnancy weight gain. And these days, pregnancy weight gain is not being burnt by the way it has to be burnt. Usually pregnant women are given excessive rest. They are not allowed to do their routine works in terms of helping them. Their parents or grandparents are there at home and they make their life more convenient. So there is no actual burning of calories. And people who are doing accustomed work like job or any travel or any physical work, they usually curtail themselves and decrease the amount of work that they are doing, or they at times feel tired and stop going to work, and this also amounts to the number of calories piling up in your body. So excessive weight gain at delivery definitely has an impact on the type of delivery. If your weight gain is very high, if your BMIs are very high, there is definitely an incidence of a higher chance of a cesarean, because it can be dystocia, it can be medical complications related to having a cesarean delivery. So in such situations, when the delivery happens, even after delivery, in spite of we telling them to do adequate walking, exercise, work and balanced nutrition and your nutritional supplements, they tend to overtake all these things and have improper diet timings because they're taking care of the baby. They do not focus on their diet and they usually end up binge eating when they are very hungry. Not only this, post-delivery diets are very high in fat, they are very high in carbohydrates. Instead of giving them good amount of protein, they are given fats and carbs to be fed to increase the milk output is what they say. So not having a balanced diet is one thing. Having excessive rest in terms of bed rest that is given for months together is another thing. And not only these two, inactivity. There are at times when people take care of their children, but at times you have maids, you have elders, you have people to support you. They usually end up taking excessive amount of rest. This can also cause a lot of piling of calories and excessive weight gain. And the right amount of exercise is always not on their mind, because they are occupied in child rearing and taking rest when they are not giving attention to the child. So being this way, the excessive amount of calories that they are taking in terms of carbs and high fat diet, they pile up because they're not even burning the amount of calories that they used to burn before. Not only this has been related to an early onset diabetes and metabolic syndrome, they are having osteoarthritis like problems and low self-esteem in terms of having body shaming and lot of difficulty in coping up with weight loss at a later date. So what can we do about all these things? Yes, when you are getting pregnant, you plan in such a way that your BMIs are normal. Lose excessive weight even before getting pregnant. That has a very good advantage of not having metabolic problems like diabetes and hypertension in pregnancy. You will have an average pregnancy with good ongoing uneventful pregnancy, and you inculcate habits of having healthy nutrition with the help of a dietitian who gives diet based on your metabolic status, your height, weight and your demands in terms of expenditure. That amount of diet will definitely give you an ideal weight gain, an ideal pregnancy, good nutrition, good physical exercise, good yoga, good Lamaze program, a good outcome in terms of delivery, of normal vaginal birth, and back to normal as soon as possible. Get back to child rearing and child work and your routine work at home, because your recovery will be faster for a normal delivery. And same amount of diet changes that are required even after delivery. You need not take excessive carbs to increase the milk production. You need not take excessive amount of supplements. Ideal nutrition supplement, ideal nutritional guidance with your same dietitian who has given you guidance before pregnancy can be given right now also. And then according to her, if you go with a planned pregnancy and after delivery care, you will have an ideal weight gain and you will not go towards obesity. This is very important because obesity has long-term implications, and maternal obesity after delivery can really be controlled and restricted with good diet plan and good exercise plan and good doctor surveillance all throughout pregnancy and after delivery.